In a land ruled by mighty empires and foreign sultanates, where the common man's voice was silenced under tyranny and fear, a spark lit the hills of the Western Ghats. A spark that would soon turn into a flame that no empire could extinguish. This is not the story of a king who inherited his crown. This is the story of a visionary warrior, a master tactician, and a people's leader. This is the story of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. He was born in 1630 at the Shivneri Fort near Junner in Maharashtra, to Shahaji Bhosle, a Maratha general serving the Deccan Sultanates, and Jijabai, a deeply spiritual and resolute woman. It was Jijabai who molded the mind of the future king. She raised Shivaji not as a prince, but as a protector of Dharma, instilling in him values of justice, bravery, and patriotism. My son, remember this: a ruler is not great by his crown, but by his courage and compassion, she often said. While Shahaji was away on military campaigns, Jijabai took charge of his education. Shivaji grew up amidst tales of Rama, Arjuna, and Maharana Pratap. He roamed the Sahyadri mountains with his friends, understanding the terrain and learning the ways of the land and its people. As a boy, he was already dreaming of Swarajya, self-rule, a kingdom built not on conquest, but on justice and freedom. At the age of 15, Shivaji took his first bold step. He captured the Torna fort from the Bijapur Sultanate. This was no ordinary act. It was a declaration of rebellion. Soon, he captured more forts: Kondana, Purandar, Raigad, and Sinhagara, laying the foundation of the Maratha Empire. These weren't random attacks. Shivaji used guerrilla tactics, a military style never before mastered in Indian warfare. He struck like lightning and vanished into the hills like the wind. His enemies called him a mountain rat, but he smiled and said, "Yes, I am a mountain rat, and I will burrow deep into your empire." Then came one of the most iconic chapters in Indian history, the confrontation with Afzal Khan. In 1659, Afzal Khan, a brutal and towering general of Bijapur, was sent to crush Shivaji. Khan tried to lure Shivaji into a trap under the guise of a peaceful meeting. But Shivaji, sharp and prepared, wore hidden armor and carried a small dagger and tiger claws, Wagnak, in his sleeves. When Afzal Khan lunged at him, Shivaji countered with precision and fury, killing the giant on the spot. As Khan's army descended in confusion, Shivaji's forces launched a surprise attack and routed them. This event became legendary, a symbol of wit overpowering might. As Shivaji's fame spread, he focused not just on war, but on governance. He built a strong administrative system. His state was founded on merit, efficiency, and justice. He introduced Ashta Pradhan Mandal, a council of 8 ministers who oversaw different aspects of the kingdom. He respected all religions and appointed both Hindus and Muslims in key positions. To Shivaji, loyalty and integrity mattered more than caste or creed. He once said, "A true warrior does not see the color of skin or the name of God, but the truth in a man's heart." While others dreamed of palaces, Shivaji built forts, over 300 of them, each on strategic mountain points. And unlike other Indian rulers, Shivaji looked at the sea as a gateway, not a boundary. He built the first indigenous naval force in India, constructing forts like Sindhudurg and Vijayadurg to guard the Konkan coast. He foresaw what others could not, that the real threat might come not just from land, but across the waters. But with every rise, there comes a challenge. And the greatest of all was Aurangzeb, the Mughal emperor. In 1666, Shivaji was summoned to Aurangzeb's court in Agra. What was meant to be a diplomatic meeting turned into an insult. Shivaji was humiliated and placed under house arrest. But the mountain lion would not be caged. He hatched a daring escape plan, feigning illness, sending out sweets and offerings in large baskets. And one day, he and his son Sambhaji simply vanished from under the nose of the Mughal Empire. You can cage my body, but not my spirit. I will return, and I will rise. And rise he did. In 1674, Shivaji was coronated at Raigad Fort as Chhatrapati, the sovereign ruler of the Maratha Empire. The ceremony was grand, spiritual, and symbolic. For the first time in centuries, a native Indian king had crowned himself with complete independence from foreign powers. He took the oath not just as a king, but as a guardian of his people. This throne does not belong to me alone. It belongs to every man who tills the soil, every mother who weeps for her son, every soldier who gave his life for Swarajya. As king, Shivaji's priorities were clear: protect the people, defend the land, and rule with justice. He built roads, supported trade, and ensured fair taxation. He was a pioneer in warfare, administration, and naval defense. Even his enemies began to admire him for his discipline and ethics. But time waits for none. In 1680, at the age of 50, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj passed away. The news shook the nation. Yet, he did not leave behind a vacuum. He left behind a blueprint, a vision, and a legacy. His son Sambhaji carried forward the torch. The Marathas would eventually rise to challenge even the mighty Mughals and later the British. Shivaji had sown the seeds of nationalism, courage, and dignity, values that would one day shape India's freedom struggle centuries later. Even today, his name echoes in the hills and forts of Maharashtra. Statues stand tall, chants of Jai Shivaji, Jai Bhavani fill the air, and his story is told with pride, not just as a part of history, but as a guide for the future. He was not just a king. He was a revolution. He was an idea. He was Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. If this story moved you, inspired you, or taught you something new, hit that like button and subscribe for more powerful stories from Indian history. And in the comments, type Jai Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj to honor the great warrior king.